Way back in May 2016, people who pre-ordered the Typhoon H, which is actually called the Typhoon H 480, well, in May 2016, we all received our Typhoon H. Now, since that time, we've been saying, geez, what's Yuneec going to do to make the Typhoon H better? So the Typhoon H Plus is not a new generation drone by Yuneec. It's basically just a copy of the H520. Now, it doesn't cost as much as the H520 because you probably don't get as much in the kit when you buy it. So what makes the Typhoon H Plus better than the original Typhoon H? Well, first off, the best thing about it is the camera. Way back in 2016 when the Typhoon H came out, it had a 4K camera that could take video at 30 frames per second, and it took a 12 megapixel photo. Well, the new camera is the E90, and that has the 1-inch sensor. It's a 20 megapixel camera, and it could do 4K at 60 frames per second. So yes, the Typhoon H Plus has a much better camera than this here Typhoon H CG03 Plus camera. Isn't it interesting how this has a plus in the name, CG03 Plus as well? That's because this camera came after the CG0 4K. Now, I never found the props on the original Typhoon H when it's flying, 6 motors, I never found it to be noisy, but apparently the Typhoon H Plus is 40% quieter than the original. And the Typhoon H Plus has a much beefier frame than this here original one. And according to Yuneec, you can get 28 minutes of flight time on the new Typhoon H Plus, which actually means in reality you're probably getting about 25 or 26 minutes. Also, the Typhoon H Plus has Intel RealSense, just like the existing Typhoon H, except apparently on the Typhoon H Plus, the firmware is generation 2, so it must have some upgraded firmware capacity on it to be maybe a little bit more responsive. Also, the Typhoon H Plus comes with a new ST16 controller. I have the actual original controller, which only has 2 antennas. The new one has 3 antennas, much brighter screen. It has a better capacity to receive information with the 3 antennas vice the 2 antennas. So when your Typhoon H Plus is in a place where there's lots of interference, it should get reception a little bit better than this original controller should. But even with the new controller, the Typhoon H Plus still has the exact same range as the original Typhoon H. Yuneec is still using Wi-Fi to communicate with the drone. And the reason they do that is because they want to stay compliant with countries who do not want you to fly 7 kilometers away like DJI allows you to. They want you to keep the drone in sight. So for those who don't have a Typhoon H at the moment and we're thinking of buying the Typhoon H Plus, when is it available? It will be available in either May or June of 2018, and it's going to sell for $1,799. Well, that's the retail price. In a store, it might sell for less. All right, so that basically sums up the Typhoon H Plus. If there's anything I missed and you have some questions, sure, ask them below, and I will answer them the best I can. But for now, that's it for this video, so we'll see you in the next video. Take care.